Okay, so today I came in just full force. I yanked that out. That was lost, the floor plug here. Pretty rusty in there, but it's okay. I went and grabbed the glue that was in the passenger one, the little round one here. And this is, I think I'm just going to leave these sealed. I'm just going to take one of the, well, I don't know if I'm going to take one of the seals from the front there and put it here. But I don't think I want this, you know, exposed, because I mean I felt it right through here. It had a lot of crap in here, surprisingly, and you could feel it, the heat shield there, and all this just hits the heat shield there, so nothing would be able to really drain out there. That would be a very bad place to drain. So I don't think I'm gonna leave any of these open, honestly. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and blast right over these to seal them up. I yanked that out. That was I don't think that was out yesterday. And I sort of hit a little niche where that should be plugged into there. I've seen any other Jeep that I've seen had this done to, had their plug right into there. Unfortunately, I think mine has had, whether it was at the factory or like aftermarket done, it's had it hooked up into here for, I think, the switches for the rear defroster and windshield wiper, which is kind of like a real pain to me, because I don't even use those. I don't have a hard top that has a hookup for those, and those connections there just sit there and do nothing. So if it weren't for those, something I don't even use, if they weren't even installed, I wouldn't have the problem I have right now of this can't go anywhere. This can't pull up out of here because I'm not going to wire it all the way through to the other side. And I'm not going to go messing around on the dashboard now to try and figure out where this is hooked up to, because I'm sure it's just completely soldered in. I'm sure it's not just going to be a breakaway, which is unfortunate. The only good part was there was a breakaway on the brake handle, so that was really easy. And I got the airbag switch for on and off. That came out pretty easy, just a small little socket. Now the big thing, look at that. Oh my god, I knew this was going to be bad, I just didn't know what to expect exactly. So this is where that damn crack was. It actually took a lot. Oh, and I also got the seat bolt bracket out. I had a little bit of help, and I ended up sawing these out of here, because they were just, I can show you. I took pictures, but let's see, I think they're right over here. Yeah, this was the top of the bolt. This is where I was trying to unscrew it. No wonder it came loose there, because look at this. That was not ever going to unscrew, and I couldn't even reach up in there, so those had to be cut. And I'm going to try to save the other one, but if I can't save it by the end of the day, I'm just cutting it out of there, because I want to be prepping by the end of the day. And this is, I think I was going to go grab some PR-15 anyways for some of the other little things, but oh my god, I started peeling back on this, and I decided I'd stop here and look at this, because look how much crap. What happened here is, and I don't know why, because this looks like a screw. This is, I mean, like I've said, this has been through water. This has had water kicked up in it, and then never taken care of. So this is what happened. Something like a design like this has water come up through it, and water got trapped here, I'm sure, for a long time, and just started to crack up through the floor. So now I'm peeling this back. I don't want to go too far, but I want to go far to the point where I can get all this crap out here and just smack some PR-15 in there and probably seal this, since I'm never going to have it come out again with some poor patch. So that's my goal for that. This is like, I can feel, let's see, right around there. I think that's somewhere, I'm not even sure what that is, but I want to take this as far as it can possibly go. You know, now that the wound is open, you know, let's fish the bullet out. Let's not leave, you know, some of the poison in there, instead of you know, only doing a half job to get this out and then having it just come down here and start to crack up over here like a couple of years from now or something. So I'm gonna go deep on this. I'm gonna go all the way. Hopefully it just doesn't become like a real huge like project within itself. But that's the goal for today, is to cut the rest of that metal out. I think what I'll do is just cut the rest of the metal out, PR-15 it, any gaps I'll pour patch, and then I'm going to pour patch a piece of metal as evenly as I possibly can on it. That's really the best situation that can come out of this. And I started to go along at that, and I'm going to go along at that little one, but those, I don't see those taking me a lot of problems. I got to kind of figure out what to do with that. But yeah, mostly just that's the only real thing standing in my way, and to get the other bracket out, and then I am going to be just about good to go to start prep work. And the other victory today was getting the fender flare off. Now the fender flare, these actually were designed, I think, to just sort of come out a little bit, maybe all the way. I couldn't get these two to come out. It's gonna vary depending on what you're doing. But the actual, if you look at the fender flap here, you can tell it looks like it kind of slides in and then can slide out, you know, to lock in and then lock back out and pull out. So that actually kind of worked that way, which was really nice. I don't know why they all aren't something like that. You know what I mean? Like have it like like permanent ones that come in and then have one that locks in, or have pins that you can push in. That's what I think I'm going to do to replace some of these. I think some of these I'm going to put back in and screw in, and then the other ones I'm going to like have to put pins in it or something, like, you know, little plugs or something just to hold it in. Because really, I mean, this was in here, especially this one up here was in here so good. I know they didn't want it to come off, but dang, it was really really a struggle to get my hand up and back there, because I personally couldn't fit any kind of like channel locks or anything back there. I didn't want to cut them all off. So on the bright side, I can get to this down. I'm also going to, when I break out the PR15, I'm going to hit this up here and maybe sand this down a little bit. I'm not entirely sure yet. But yeah, that's off, so I can start going off on these to clean these up, paint these, and then just this one to come off here. That side came off a little better, actually. This side still has two up here, which are really annoying to get, and then I got to kind of yank these off and figure out what I'm going to do with the ones that are, you know, hanging out like these that I really don't need anymore. I'm probably just going to try to very lightly cut them. Hopefully don't scratch up the paint, but, you know, the paint's not exactly perfect already, so it's not too big of a deal. Plus, the Fender flares just cover them. Well, that's a lot at once. That was my morning, so you get an idea of how it's exciting. It is. Like, I had a lot going on. You know, no boundaries here. It's been good. I've really enjoyed it. Now, if I can just have this work out for me, everything else has been pretty much going the way, and I can figure out some kind of makeshift way to... I've already accepted the fact that I'm not going to be able to, like, take this out the way I want it to. So I'm going to have to, like, you know, for one session of painting, I'm going to have to move this down here. I'm going to have to take this thing off real good, move it down here, and then bring it up here to get the where I missed. So that's going to be tricky, but I'm up for the challenge, right? I mean, had all this, the rust cracks, the screws not coming out, the pins not holding in, all that stuff. Nothing stopped me yet, so, you know, at this point, what's going to stop me, right? Nothing. Well, this answers the question on how water got up in between the floor panel here. I don't know why there would be holes here. And if you look really close, yeah, you can see underneath there, it's kind of... it's been difficult to get up and underneath this part of the Jeep, but I know a lot of the bad rust was around here. And I mean, it's obvious what happened here. It's just odd design choice, I guess. I don't know. It seems kind of weird to have holes there. I don't even know what that grayish piece is there. I'm not sure. But I'm not going much further than that. I've gotten it mostly to the point where it's, you know, flat again. So what I'm going to start doing is just getting this out here. And on this one kind of goes a little bit further. Like, I can get the screw under here pretty far. You can see, I mean, right here there was a hole. So that's obviously, if there was any little teeny amount of space between this factory hole, because this is not, you know, a rusted out hole. This is way too circular to be a rusted out hole. For whatever reason, there's a factory hole here. And if there was any amount of space, which there was just a gap, that some water obviously got up in here and was here for a very long time and just started to press everything out. So I'm going to get a bit further up to here. Most of this seems pretty good here. It's more around here. But I guess I'm still going to keep a positive attitude and say it's not as bad as it could be. But I mean, that could obviously mean that, you know, anywhere else here there could be another little hole like that where some water's gotten up and it just hasn't reared its ugly head yet, so to speak. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I've got this as far as I want it, because this is about where I want it. Get the rest of this loose rust out. I'm going to cut as low as I can to the metal, and then I'm probably going to sand it really thin. And then I'm going to PR15 this, and then I'm going to get a little sheet of metal, the right size, cut it out to almost to be exactly like this shape, and I'm going to stick it in here, pour patch it, hit it down, and then just bedline right over it. That's the plan. I think it's the best plan I really got, because even in a spot like this, I mean, you couldn't even really weld here. This would be kind of awkward to weld with, and this is just kind of weird. So I think this is probably the best possible thing I could even do. But that's my plan. I'm going to go ahead and see it through, and we'll see how it looks when it's done.